Hello, I am a Woozy, and these are my two friends. It's
Ted and Alex.
yeah. This is an impromptu episode of Let Me Tell You About. We're gonna be reviewing. We're gonna be reviewing every single Pokemon in my patented tier list. So let's fucking get started. This is probably gonna take a good while. All right, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. He's kind of a gamer. It's kind of a He's kind of high up there. I've always liked him. I think he looks the best out of the three Kanto starters. Yeah, he's a pretty cool little guy. Ivysaur, kind of basic. I don't think that looks quite as good. I do like the blue skin they added, but it just doesn't like look quite as good.
I have an objection already.
Yeah,
Once upon a time, I agreed. But Smash Brothers really gave me an appreciation for Ivysaur.
well, you do know that Ivysaur is like literally the worst fucking like thing to use in I'm pretty certain it's like the worst standalone character you could ever conceivably use in that game.
It probably is, but just seeing like one of these I always felt like of the starters, I feel like their second gens always feel like not thought out very well.
Mm.
But it gave me an appreciation for Ivysaur. And I actually, in my first run in Fire Red, I actually only used Ivysaur for a long time. I didn't use Venusaur for like 5 levels until like after it was done.
Fair
Because
enough.
I didn't like the way Venusaur looked.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Ivysaur has grown on me. I mean,
Venusaur. I'm gonna have to slap this guy in Mr. Marikut here. I'm not a big fan of him. Similar to Dylan there. Odietsi, check him out. He's pretty based. I don't know. He just kind of looks ugly.
I did come around to Venusaur at one point where I was like, well, I'm playing the game at like a huge deficit if I don't have him. And he did win me over time, but I think they made the right choice when they made the other box Pokemon Bulbasaur in America.
Yeah.
He's the weakest
Or
of the.
you mean Blastoise, right?
Blastoise, yes.
Yeah.
Venusaur is the weakest of the finals for Kanto.
I don't like his eyes. His eyes are kind of weird. And speaking of which, the Mega version, it's all right. Don't really have too much.
That's his Gigant version.
Yeah, Gigantamax. It's okay, I guess. I mean, I see where they're going with it. It's more like a fungusy type deal.
When you look at his Gigantamax version, something I kind of like is from certain angles, he actually looks a lot. He actually looks a lot like Bulbasaur. Not Bulbasaur. Blastoise.
Yeah.
Like the body. And I actually kind of like that because it implies that there was like they diverged from one animal at one point.
Maybe, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Mega Venusaur, same deal. More developed than regular Venusaur. You know, there's some vines going on. They're like somewhere lush. I guess you could say the colors are nicer, but yeah, apologies. Didn't mean to talk over you. Anyway, Charmander. Basic. Not a big fan of Charmander. I mean, he's cool and he's everybody's favorite.
I think he's cute.
Yeah. Yeah, he's decent.
I'd say he's cuter than Bulbasaur.
Would you?
Yeah, he's the most like babyish of them. He looks the most defenseless.
I wouldn't say that.
Which I guess that's kind of the point. Because the whole idea is that the early game for red and blue is really stacked against you when you use Charm.
I mean, I guess you'd say that. I've always
'Cause you
thought that
got
I've always thought the Bulbasaur looked cuter just because of the larger head and like, it's more quadrupedal.
maybe it's also the anime kind of is like informing my opinion of these a lot. Where like
Yeah.
the Bulbasaur in the anime was like very responsible. So
The anime is not really something I'm familiar with compared to like the rest of the media.
he was they were it was like a daycare. It was when they were introducing the concept of daycares, and there was a Bulbasaur that was like the protector of the daycare, and Ash won it over, and it went to journey with him so it could be stronger.
Yeah.
So he was always like older, I guess. They were all older except for Charmander. I don't remember how he got Charmander actually.
It wasn't
But,
I do actually kind of remember that. Wasn't it that like the Charmander's almost like dead because it's raining
Yeah,
outside?
Charmander was almost dead because his trainer abandoned him in the middle of a rainstorm.
Oh, they just straight up reused that for his Chimchar. Wow. I guess how many plot threads are there?
Yeah.
Once so much time passes in between Pokemon seasons, you basically get to start over.
Pretty much. I mean, that's literally what they did for like 6 generations before fans were like, "Hey, why the fuck isn't Ash winning?" Anyway, Charmeleon gamer tier. I objectively like him more than Charmander. I like the thing coming out of his head. I think he looks cooler. His arms are more developed and like claw-like.
I never liked Charmeleon. He always looked like a bully. He always looked like a shitty older brother.
Yeah, that's the appeal.
I guess so. Oh, I kind of glossed over it. I said the early game is stacked against you when you use Charmander. It's because Brock and Misty are both like strong
Oh, yeah.
fire types.
I mean, they kind of fix
So by
that. They kind of fix that in Fire and Leaf Green by giving him Metal Claw.
A little bit, but like you're still at a deficit compared to using the other two. But like that's the trade-off is when you get Charizard, he's the strongest, and also, like all the late game shit is weak to him.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. It's like picking the wretch.
Well, actually, no. I'd say that Blastoise is probably better just overall.
Is he?
I mean, there's Lieutenant Surge who like kind of screws him over, but it's easy enough to get by him because there's a Diglett cave literally right next door to the town. And then like Erica, grass types, you can just catch like a fire type the next place over.
Yeah, but that's the whole idea. Is like that all applies to Charmander as well. But like when you go into those first couple fights, you don't have a whole lot of options. Like having a starter strong against them is a huge boon compared to like your Butterfree or your Beedrill.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Whereas like the trade-off being that when you get to your final stage, maybe Blastoise is stronger on a technical level, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like that was the idea. When you pick Charizard, it's a harder journey, but you get better results in the end.
I suppose so. Speaking of Charizard, Bugzoo and Anisu's here. I
like Charizard.
I don't like how much he's been been sucked off the last several years.
That's annoying, but I don't blame him for that.
I'm gonna give Mega Charizard Y a tier above. I'm gonna give Mega Charizard X the same tier. Gigantamax would not fuck. It's cool.
I like Gigantamax too. I think Gigantamax is really cool. I think it helps a lot just because of the Gigantamax ones are kaiju, so it's always like I'm judging them on like the Godzilla scale.
Yeah, for our viewers, Dylan Odietzi is our resident kaiju guy.
Yeah, I guess I'm the resident. A lot of dumb shit. The idea of like a Godzilla monster that just shows up and it just has like wings made out of fire coming off of it is like a really like compelling idea.
Yeah.
And like I have to give it points for that. I would, in general, I vibe more with Charizard, but I vibe with Charizard on an ideological level.
The head is cool. The head is really cool because it looks fucking molten. Actually, you know what? You convinced me. It's going up in Bugzoo and Anisu's tier. I'm still not a big fan of Charizard in general. But I mean, it's a good design. It's a decent design. I mean, everybody likes it. I don't particularly enjoy it too much, but no, that's just me.
Eh?
Squirtle. Gamer tier. I think Squirtle is a gamer.
Is it because you like to make women Squirtle?
Yeah.
Is it weird that I've never, like, until just this moment, I didn't realize the joke is that he's a squirrel turtle.
Until just now.
I looked at him and I'm like, I was looking at his tail for some reason, and I was like, oh, it's like whatever. I'm like, oh wait, it's curled like a squirrel tail.
Yeah.
Which, like, I'm pretty sure someone told me that before and I forgot it. It's just one of those things where it, like, why would I remember? Like, I don't know. It's so weird.
And speaking of Squirrel, War Turtle, Patrician tier. I think he's objectively better than Squirtle.
I could not disagree more. I would put War Turtle in Would Not Fuck. I think War Turtle is hideous.
I really like the kind of weird fantasy fucking ears they added on. I really like the tail. I wish they would have like carried on the tail, especially because like what's going on here? It's like fancy, it's mystical.
Okay, all I see when I look at War Turtle is like Mozart. It's like Dr. Wily. I just see like a bald dude who's let his white hair grow out too far.
Hell yeah, dude, that's the appeal.
Like that's all I see. It would have been cool if they kept his like cloud tail and like integrated that, and it's like a fucking like a what's the cloud Goku rides on?
The Nimbus?
Nimbus.
The Nimbus. Or like something, they could have integrated that into it. I feel like if they made Blastoise today, that's what they would have done. Today, I think they would have felt weird about putting a tank on the back of a Pokemon.
Yeah. Speaking of Blastoise, Patrician. I like his cannons. They're cool. Again, it's like what you said. I wish they did more with the fantasy tail.
But it's just a thing, or like just War Turtle doesn't feel like he belongs at all. Where like you look at Ivysaur and Charmeleon, and it's a clear transition. War Turtle doesn't really feel like an evolution of Squirtle, and he doesn't feel like he should turn into Blastoise. It feels like there's a missing link between Squirtle and Blastoise, and they just shoved another turtle in its place.
It does kind of feel like that. I agree. I feel like that's something that kind of got lost in translation early on when they were actually still making the games and designing the Pokemon. But I like War Turtle for what he is.
Fair. It's hard for me to get past my childhood bias of fire is cool and water is the opposite, so it's bad. But I having just a big turtle with just tank guns on the back of it is it's an objectively cool thing. And if I was a little more developed when Pokemon came out, I probably would have been in the Blastoise camp.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Mega Blastoise, he's literally just a fucking tank. He's cool.
It's like Gamera. There's a lot of Gamera Pokemon.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Gamera is, in the 70s, someone decided that Godzilla should be cool and for kids. And he should be a turtle that flies.
Speaking of Pokemon, did you know that the final evolutions for the first 3 starters are literally just Biollante, if I think that's the right one? Charizard and Gamera? The turtle one.
Yeah. You should have said Charizard for one of those.
I'm gonna give
Godzilla.
I'm gonna give
it is Charizard, so I'm right.
I'm gonna give Gigantamax Blastoise the gamer tier. I
don't know a lot of the fucking oh, this one's cool. No, I would put that one and like Smash tier. That's exactly what I would want. Is he's just a battleship on his back now.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's like a fucking fortress bunker. He has a bunch of artillery coming out of him.
if you Gigantamaxed a tank, it would become a battleship. So like, yeah, he just is a living battleship now. That's awesome.
I mean, I guess so, but like, I don't know. I'm not too like married to the concept of becoming a fortress. Like, it's cool, but there are certain elements behind it that I'm not especially into.
They should do this to Gamera. That would be awesome. If in like they make a Gamera movie, and in order to fight like aliens, Gamera has allowed humanity to build weapons onto him.
I feel like Abuzi is far more receptive to the idea to becoming a what is it called? A plug suit
Fuck is a plug suit?
from Eva.
They're the weird like skin tight suits pilots wear in mecha shows. Also, I think it's a little much that they put like symbols on Gigantamax Blastoise, like on his skin. Like I feel like that's unnecessary.
Yeah, it's kind of what
Really see it.
that's part of what I was talking about when I was talking about there's some elements I just don't really like. Like the blood red shell underneath that you can see. It's kind of cool, but like the skin tone is kind of off. The markings are kind of weird.
I think that's more to do with like because all the Gigantamax Pokemon kind of have that red tint along their edges.
Yeah,
So
but
I would
like
almost assume that's more like that. And I think if you actually look at it, it has its bottom is normal color.
I wouldn't say so. I mean, look, this is more like a cool blue, and this is more like a turquoise. It's not even like close to it's not even that similar to Squirtle's original color. You can see it right here. But anyway, Caterpie.
Yeah, but look at Blastoise's color is not similar to Squirtle's color either.
Yeah. I
Like
don't know.
his skin tone changes.
I don't know. It's like you start off light, then you go darker, go slightly darker. Now you like kind of come up back into the green. It's weird.
Yeah, so I always kind of viewed that as just the weird tinting because Gigantamax Pokemon are all like they all have that weird effect to them, that weird fuzz.
Anyway, Caterpie, basic.
I like Caterpie.
Caterpie's. I like him, but he's a pretty basic design. Though I do like the weird. I do like the weird handlebars that are coming out of him, like the antenna. Metapod.
Smash tier, smash tier, smash tier.
Gamer tier.
I don't like the way Metapod looks, but I've always. This is more to do with how good the anime used to be. But that fight, where it's Ash and another
that is the entire reason I'm putting it in gamer tier. Just the fucking two Metapods, them like screaming like harder than the other Metapod.
they're just trying to harden, but neither of them can attack, so they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Conceptually, like Metapod is cool, and the guys that he's completely useless. But if you can get him to work for a bit, you get like a full on like evolution very quickly.
Yeah. Plus, it was possible to get like tackle on it, so theoretically you could harden to like, steel, and just like batter something down.
Isn't tackle on a Metapod just like throwing it at him?
Pretty much. Also, another thing, I know that this is supposed to be the front end, this like bulb over here, but I always thought that like this is the front end.
Oh my god, is that supposed to be the front end?
Yeah, it is.
I've always seen it the way you're saying it.
Like, look.
Saw, like...
We're gonna skip ahead. We're gonna go to Kakuna, but like, you can kind of see how these things over here they develop into the barbs that Beedrill has.
No, now that I'm looking at it, no, you're right. I kind of see what you're talking about here. That does make sense. Oh, because he looks way different when you. The way I've been looking at it, I always looked at him as like kind of smug.
Yeah.
And like bitter, but when you look at it the other way, he just looks kind of tired.
Yeah.
And sad.
Like
he looks almost like when you look at it like that.
The angle
looks like
the angle is kind of fucked up here, but this barb kind of end on his back. There's a second one on the other like side of him.
Yeah, and it just looks like a half crescent.
Yeah,
when you
because
look at it,
I think
like
it's supposed to be like the wing.
Looks like when you look at it like that, he looks like Tyranitar's pre-evolution.
Pupitar?
Pupitar, yeah, like that. Like it looks like it looks like that section under the eye should be colored, and that should become something.
Yeah.
It looks like it should be like a lighter hue or something, and that turns into Butterfree's mouth.
Yeah. Anyway, Butterfree. Basic.
Yeah.
It's a butterfly.
Yeah.
Venonat should evolve into it. I don't fucking know why, but Gigantamax Butterfree. Gamer tier.
I've seen.
I like the colors on it.
I don't know if I've seen this one.
The color.
I didn't mess at all with the DLC for Sword and Shield, so I missed a lot of these.
Yeah. This wasn't DLC, it was already in the game.
Was it? I didn't mess around with a lot of that stuff. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah.
It's very... I'm gonna bring this up for a lot of these, but it's very Mothra-esque.
It's the fucking Moonlight Butterfly.
It is. You're right.
Weedle. Patrician tier.
Patrician, really. I feel like Weedle goes at least a tier, if not 2 tiers below Caterpie on Principle.
I like the fact that he is literally just a fucking caterpillar with 2 spikes, and that he only exists to fucking poison you.
He looks like a Mario enemy.
Yeah, and that's why I like him. He's just he's just a fucking
I just like
goober.
Caterpie more. In hindsight, I feel like they should not have had Weedle at all. It should have been a Caterpie and a Metapod, and then it either evolves into Beedrill or Butterfree, and you just don't know.
You mean like exactly what happened with Wurmple?
Yes.
Gonna have to disagree on that. Beedrill, Patrician.
Wurmple is the best of the these like one-off bug opening like area bug Pokemon.
I would have to be reminded of like what other options there are, but we'll get to them. Beedrill, Patrician. Mega Beedrill, Smash. Look at this fucker.
Yeah, that thing looks like he's a Digimon at that point. That's always a plus in my book.
All the Megas look very Digimon-esque because they're all like over-designed by like concept. You ever watch? This is going to if anyone ever watches this is going to be a red flag to any viewers. You ever watch Ben 10?
Oh no.
In Ben 10, there was a concept where they like ran he turns into aliens, right? That's the idea. And in order to make like more combat focused ones, they like run the DNA through like 100-year civil wars or like 1,000-year civil war, so they would evolve to be more like combat efficient. And that's what all the Mega Pokemon look like. It looks like you've just removed their ability to do anything but fight.
I mean, that's literally what a lot of these guys are like about. If you ever read like the Pokedex things, yeah, some of these are fucking brutal. Pidgey. Basic. I mean, it's basic. The best thing about it is the fact that it's got like the weird eyeliner kind of black mark. Same goes for Pidgeotto. It's a little more colorful.
Yeah.
Pidgeot. It's kind of like...
Oh, let's go gamer.
I mean, it's better than like Pidgey, but...
I don't think it's... I don't think Pidgeotto... Or I don't think Pidgeot is anywhere near as good as Pidgeotto.
I agree. I kind of have to agree on that one.
I don't know if it's worse enough to go a tier below, but I don't think I would put it above.
Yeah. Like, this thing this thing has like a little more edge than Pidgey. This one is just like... I don't know,
They accentuated the differences in Pidgeotto too much.
Okay.
He's got from Pigeon to Hawk.
Okay, so On a bad day, or like a Pidgey's going to high school, he meets up with the delinquents, he becomes Pidgeotto. He becomes a fucking rebel. He meets up with the preps. He becomes Pidgeot. That's how I feel.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mega Pidgeot. Tier above. I like the colors. I like that's kind of got, the grace of Pidgeot and kind of the edge of Pidgeotto, but it's a little more
like that.
colorful.
I don't like its stupid hair that's poking out front. That kind of takes me out of it.
I kind of like it. Again, it's a part of that like edge that edge factor. Alolan Rata. Bugzoo and Anasu Mr. Mediku. It's just not inspired. Like it's
I'm trying to pull up. I'm trying to pull up a list so I can see them all.
yeah.
It insists upon itself.
Because some of these I've obviously seen for years, but then there's a few of these where I'm like, I remember really liking all the Alolan stuff. Maybe it was just in concept because it was a really cool new idea.
A lot of the Alolan stuff, it's pretty good. I'm not too married to the idea. I think some of them are fantastic, don't get me wrong, but a lot of them just don't have much of a reason.
Yeah, fair enough. I just like the idea of regional Pokemon feels like it solves the biggest problem with Pokemon.
Yeah, no,
having...
I'm not gonna deny that, but a lot of the designs are kind of fucked.
Yeah, I do like Alolan Rattata more than basic Rattata, I think.
I like basic Rattata more than Alolan.
Rattata's just it's just a purple rat, whereas I feel like Alolan Rattata feels more like an actual like rat.
I mean,
It maybe doesn't have as much personality, I guess.
It's more centered on being like a thief.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And we got the big cheese. Would not fuck.
Oh no, Alolan Rattata's great. I like Alolan Rattata.
Or Raticate.
Yeah.
I do like regular Raticate less than regular Rattata. But I would not have sex with this fictional animal creature.
Raticate and Rattata are another pair, whereas like they kind of just threw two of them together.
Yeah. Spearow. Not great. This is never.
I'm very biased. Same situation. I'm very biased against Spearow because of the anime, but I think looking at them objectively, I think Spearow is way cooler than Pidgeot.
I'm the opposite. I like the focus on red. I like the focus on the red wings, but it's a little spikier. But the face, it's babyish compared to this face.
Well, maybe it is. I would maybe, I don't know. Put Pidgeotto's face on Spearow's head. Let's see how that looks.
It's not really letting me.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess we'll never really know then.
Alright, Spearow. Objectively better than Spearow.
This one's one of those ones where like I look at and like I just a bad guy used it at one point, so I can never like not see it as like villainous. The child brain that my adult brain grew over is like fundamentally refusing to let me like it.
I guess so. I like its more focus on like brown. I like its messed up beak, and I like the Jughead crown it's got.
It does look more like an actual animal.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a basic vulture. Ekans. Basic.
Snake.
Alright, I'm gonna say something that I think might put it over for you.
Yeah.
I like how Ekans, in all of its art, looks shocked. It looks like it looks like it's walked in on like it's two of its friends having sex.
That's not gonna put it over for me, but I do appreciate what you brought up. Arbok, patrician.
I
Ar-
see a Woozy has a coiling fetish.
Shut your fucking mouth. I like that I like that canonically for every region you can
That's
find. For every region you can find an Arbok in, its face is different. Face that it has on its apron.
I really like. This is one of those ones where if you kind of look at it, it's you can almost draw the conclusion that it's trying to look like a Gengar. Like you can, it's like, oh, it's got a spooky face on its neck pattern, but if you look closely at it, it's like it kind of looks like it could be like another actual Pokemon, and you kind of like it grounds it a little bit better.
Possibly.
Looking at it, the concept artwork for Arbok has it like be like gray or black, and then they changed it to be purple, and I think they did that so it would look more like Gengar.
Maybe, but it also might be because there were a lot of like purple Pokemon down here.
It is a poison type, so they may have just at some point been like, well, poison's purple, so.
Yeah.
You ever see that Germa clip where he actually gets tricked, where he gets tricked by the Arbok pattern?
I have not.
He's playing Pokemon Snap and he sees like Arbok and he's like, "What is that?" And then he was like, "Oh, it's an Arbok."
Yeah.
Which is made better by the fact that when he's looking at it, the word Arbok is in the center of the screen and he just doesn't see it.
Anyway, Pikachu, gamer. Obese Pikachu, patrician.
Yeah. I think Pikachu is kind of a perfect design.
Pikachu, I don't like that it's been getting thinner, and that it has been getting more and more round. I liked it when it was just a fat sack of shit.
See, I actually disagree, and I think in some artwork it's too much for sure. But I like that he's not as fat as he used to be, and like he was never as fat as he used to be in like the old game artwork. In the old game artwork, he's literally like it's impossible for him to like move or emote. But I think like I feel like when the anime like kind of redesigned him to be more expressive, that was kind of the peak. And he
Oh,
looks too thin in a lot of the artwork that they put out for him, but I feel like in game he always looks fine.
I don't know, man. I do agree. Like the first season of Pokemon, that kind of chubbiness on the Pikachu, that's just about perfect. But the Gigantamax form, it just calls back better days to me. Anyway, Raichu, God tier.
Yeah, God tier, yeah.
I objectively like Raichu a lot more than Pikachu.
I think there's I feel like a lot of that is contrarianism.
No,
And while I like Raichu, I feel like Raichu's got too much going on. I feel like his ears are different. The entire color scheme like inverts for no reason. I feel like his long tail is not as like aesthetically pleasing as Pikachu's shorter one.
I mean, I feel like that's just subjective. Because remember, I'm the guy who put fucking War Turtle above Squirtle because of the fantasy stuff.
Yeah. I would
I,
just
I, I,
I
I,
would
I like this weird stuff. I like the lightning bolt at the end of the tail. It's like more wiry. The feet are a little bit more developed. It looks like it can spring off, from like a crouching position a lot better.
I usually like seeing Raichu. Because it doesn't really get its due because of Pikachu. But I also feel like looking at it I look at the two of them and I'm like, yeah, I if I have to put a number two on, I do think Pikachu is a better design.
Yeah, it's
Raichus are also fucking huge.
yeah, they fucking are. They're massive, like double the size of the Pikachu.
You know what? You know if Ash ever evolves his Pikachu, it's still gonna try to get up on his shoulders.
Yeah,
I have a Great Dane, and for like 3 years after it became like adult sized, it would still try to sit in my lap.
hell yeah, dude. Anyway, a Alolan Raichu. I like that it's a reference to the surfing Pikachu that's been in every game, but I'm not a big fan of it. Bugs and
Yeah, I
Angus
do
too.
think. Yeah. I kind of. I wish they had done like a thing where every region they can't do. Every region has the same Pikachu, but every region gets a different Raichu. I think that would have been a fun idea.
Ah, I don't know.
Did you ever see? You said you didn't spend a lot of time. You said you didn't spend a lot of time with the anime, right?
Yeah, I know some of
They
the earlier episodes, but
in the first season, there is an episode where they meet like a surfer who has a I think it's a blind Pikachu that can tell when tidal waves are coming and helps him surf.
hmm.
And when you look at Alolan Raichu, his eyes turn blue. So there's a theory that that was an Alolan Pikachu.
Oh, hey. I mean,
Or that's even.
A Alolan Pikachu is actually part psychic,
Yeah,
so
I
that
mean, it
might,
might. Yeah. So it. Yeah.
yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Sandshrew, Patrician,
A good design.
Alolan Sandshrew, Smash.
That's a controversial pick. I don't think I would do that. I would put Alolan below.
I really like that it's just a fucking Sandshrew, but it's got like a little igloo design, and its ears are like miniature like apertures into the igloo.
Like, yes, I just think like the weird divot on its face, where the weird like parka look it has, doesn't quite gel for me.
I think it's cute as hell, dude.
I feel like they should have put like ice around like its face to give the impression of like, like fur in a parka.
Yo, if he had like a little mustache or a beard made out of like
Yeah,
ice splinters,
yeah, like Geodude.
yeah. Alolan Sand Slash, basic.
Yeah,
Just kind of, it looks like Sonic. Nah, especially into
yeah,
Sonic. Sand Slash, gamer. I like the smaller spikes. I like that it's kind of like muddy. I think that has a lot cooler. The head shape is a lot cooler. It still kind of shows up in this, but like the giant like glacier spike kind of ruins the silhouette.
yeah. There's not. And they're also all like jutting out at the same angle, and it doesn't look
Yeah,
very natural.
exactly.
Like,
And,
I see what you're going for. If they were more subtle about it, it could have worked.
Nidoran female. Not into it.
What a weird deviation. I'm surprised they've just never gone back and fixed this. The Nidoran thing.
Yeah, it's really weird. Um, Objectively, Nidoran male is better. I like that it looks more like a rabbit. And I think that the
Yeah,
colors are a lot more interesting.
I think it's also a part of that. I think it's also just like, oh, it's subverting expectations. Like
Yeah.
the purple one, the explicitly male one is more feminine looking when it starts, and then
Well,
it's more
I would say this is
masculine
more
as
like
it
a
goes.
pastel blue, so
Yeah,
I don't think that Nidoran male is quite a good design. I think it kind of has like a weird warthog look to it, and the colors are dulled down. But Nidoking, great gamer.
yep, yep.
Nidoqueen, still missed America. I don't.
Fucking
Why do they give him titties?
titties,
Why do
titties.
they?
Ow.
Jesus Christ, Clefairy, patrician.
I would fundamentally disagree. I think Clefairy looks weird as shit, and I think the fact Clefairy was supposed to be the mascot is insane.
Look, I don't think that's mascot material, but I do like the fact that it's a weird moon Pokemon. I like that its eyes are like kind of weird compared to a lot of the other Pokemon in the first generation.
Fair enough. Does it being a weird moon Pokemon ever come up in the games? I thought that was an anime
Well, I mean,
thing.
it's literally from Mount Moon.
Fair enough. I guess so, yeah. But like Mount Moon's just a place.
Well, no, it was named Mount Moon because of these guys.
I guess so. Yeah, it's sure. I guess because it was it used to be it used to be normal, but the idea was that it could learn psychic attacks.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And then they eventually made it into a fairy.
Yeah, which is conceptually a cool idea, but like the thought that this was supposed to like if they had gone through with Clefairy being the mascot, Pokemon would have died out like 2002.
possibly.
I,
But
I don't think it would. I don't think it would have survived past the second.
another element is that I really like the shiny because it doesn't really change the color of the body itself. It changes the ears to like this pale kind of fluorescent green that I think looks really good with the rest of the body. And they actually use that for like the slot machines in the games. Like whenever you get a jackpot or whenever you go into like the special mode, the usual Clefairy that like appears on the slot machines, it becomes like a shiny Clefairy.
Oh, that's weird looking. I've never seen this before. The shiny Clefairy. I feel like normal Clefairy like ears should change to light green when it like attacks.
Possibly.
Like it should like channel energy through them. If it did something like that, where like, oh, these are like little like stones that conduct energy, I would probably like it more.
Yeah. Anyway, Clefable. I do not like it nearly as much. It's the same. It's taller. It's not as like pudgy and cute. It's missing the blushing. The claws are gone, and it's got like the weird like wings in the back.
Yeah, look at this. This is in my mind. This is the exact same like design track for Raichu.
Yeah, pretty much. Except it doesn't have like the fantasy elements that I really like in a Pokemon once they get like a redesign like that. It's
Right,
more
fair
angular.
enough.
It's more angular.
I don't love Clefable, but I just don't like Clefairy to begin with.
Yeah. A Alolan
What are
Volp.
the what are the Pokemon Center ones? Blissey and what's the other one?
Chansey?
Chansey. I get Chansey and Clefable mixed up a lot.
Yeah, that's understandable. Alolan Vulpix, Smash Tier.
Yeah,
It's a very good design.
I look
Vulpix,
at that's yeah
Vulpix Patrician Tier.
yeah.
I like it quite a bit. It doesn't hit its home as much for me as Alolan Vulpix, but it's still great.
The Alolan Vulpix stuff is like the perfect like I think it's a really cool idea.
Yeah,
Just conceptually, it really sold the idea of Alolan stuff.
Ninetales or Alolan Ninetales. It's about as up there, Patrician Tier. I like it. Shiny's kind of disappointing. Regular Ninetales, on the other hand, that's gonna go right up at Smash Tier. Kind of a weird flip flop.
Okay. Yeah, okay, Naruto. What headband is your village from?
The Village of the Autist. Jigglypuff, it's gonna go in basic for me.
See, I like Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is basic, but it's also a thing of like it's iconic.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of personality.
I like how round it is. I like how big its eyes are. You know what? Fuck it, gamer tier.
It's also like it was also aside from Pikachu, it was for a lot if somehow, and this is not a scenario that I think ever actually happens to anyone, but let's say you didn't know what Pokemon was and you own Smash Brothers. Jigglypuff was your only other view into what like a main Pokemon was supposed to be.
Yeah.
They just turned Kirby into a Pokemon and made him an e-girl.
Ah, shut the fuck up. Wigglytuff, Patrician. And this
Wigglytuff.
this is
The Wigglytuff's just one of those ones where I look at it and I feel like it's a whole downgrade in terms of design.
I'm gonna place it here specifically because in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, it's a fucking idiot who rules over the guild, and it's heavily implied, and like you get actually shown it at some point that he is actually he's basically the strongest Pokemon to ever fucking live.
That's fun.
He just destroys everything. Everybody's like
I
in
do.
fear of him, like tantruming.
There's like 2 seconds of a Wigglytuff in the first Pokemon movie, and the noises it makes are like proto VTuber noises. Where it's like if you can just go a goo when something bad happens to you hard enough, you can make so much fucking money.
Yeah.
Goo.
Just like with VTubers. Anyway, Zubat. Patrician. Patrician, it is good. I like its 2 spindly legs. I like the fact that it has no eyes.
It is weird. It's such a weird looking one that, yeah.
Like, look, if you're not like looking for, if you're not like intimate with the design, you would think that these are like eyes up here, but no, they're just ears.
Yeah, like seeing it, like the fact that it looks like he can never stop moving.
Yeah. Well, it actually has like little hooks on the ends of these.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that-
like it. It does look like it's so bizarre.
Golbat, patrician, or smash. I mean, it's just a big fucking mouth.
I never
it-
liked Golbat, but I really, really liked
Yeah, the first ever sprite of it.
the Gen 1 sprite where its tongue is out.
Dude, that's why it's going up
Like,
here.
if that was how it looked all the time, I would agree. But that's like they don't. That's not even what it looks like in all the Gen 1 games.
Yeah. Yeah. It's up here for, it's going down in gamers here because of that. But if
It's
it
a
did
real shame.
if it did have that original design, it would be.
That's like my. It's like my. It's still like my YouTube icon. I think
Yeah, it is.
it was my Twitter icon for a long time. Back when I was trying to like brand myself.
Oddish is a gamer. I love Oddish.
Oddish is a good design. I really like Oddish.
Gloom is bad.
Yeah.
Vileplume is less bad, but still uninspired.
Viral Plume is bad.
Shut your fucking mouth. Paris.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Paris is a gamer. He's good.
Yes. Apparently, there's some shit with Paris and Arceus.
What do you mean? Like, I heard something about how they just gang up on you and murder you.
I think it's a thing where, like, so in Arceus, which I don't know if you played it or not. I
No.
didn't get to this point, but apparently one of the things is one of the gimmicks is that there are aggressive Pokemon that you can't catch. If they spot you, they'll fight you. And
Yeah.
you have to fight them to catch them. As I understand it, I think when Paris does that, it calls in for others, and they just sort of swarm in.
Hell yeah, dude.
But it's all in real time, so you just get to see like a crowd of them encircle around you.
That's awesome. Anyway, Parasect. He's also gonna be a gamer. I like him quite a bit.
Is Parasect the first like Pokemon that like kids find out is secretly fucked up?
Ah. Yes.
Maybe it's not anymore, but I feel like that's the first thing where you go online and someone's like, "Hey, did you know Parasect is actually not the Paris anymore? It's after like fungus has killed it and it controls its body."
The mushroom is the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Anyway, Venonat. Not good.
I like Venonat. It's simple, but I like it.
It's simple, but like, I don't like it because it doesn't evolve into the fucking Butterfree.
It's very cute. It also is just, now that I'm looking at it, it's just a common rider helmet with legs.
Also, Dylan, look closely at Venomoth.
Yes.
Look at the head ridge, and like the
Yes.
smaller kind of head ridge that kind of like comes out, and then look back at Metapod. Look at the eyes. Look at the shape of the cocoon.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. No, I definitely see it. Looking at them back to back, it does look a lot like that's the idea.
Yeah.
That Venonat would turn into whatever.
Diglett
I wonder what they with Caterpie.
What's up?
I wonder if that was the original idea. I wonder why they put Caterpie in and completely changed that.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like a weird coding error.
Maybe
Anyway,
someone just really liked Venomoth and didn't want to have to replace it with Butterfree.
yeah, possibly. Anyway, Diglett, gamer.
Yeah.
Doug Trio, also gamer. It's just triple.
Yeah. It's really fucking stupid.
But it's fun. But on the other hand,
I love it.
when you do the exact same design, and you literally just give him fucking hair.
Okay, I'm gonna disagree. Because it had been 15 years since Diglett had gotten anything. There's no Mega Doug Trio. There's no nothing.
So they gave him an
It was-
objectively worse form with worse stats, a worse
Fair
typing.
enough, but in terms of design, for them to roll out, hey, we're doing all these like crazy redesigns of the classic ones, and then they put Diglett in here and it looks exactly the same, is a really funny joke.
I guess so.
And then they give him Fabio hair.
Look, the Fabio hair, I get it. It's supposed to be like a metallic filament that's native to like volcanic regions. Like it's supposed to be like a metallic fiber that grows out. It's a version of serpentine, I believe.
Right.
But I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
All right. I'm gonna take a leak. I'm not gonna have you stop her or stop you up or anything. I don't really have anything to say for like the next 4 Pokemon. I like Berserker a lot.
Yeah. Berserker is a gamer. We're gonna rapid fire these pretty quickly. Alolan Meowth, Mr. America. Longcat is gonna go into patrician tier. Meowth is gonna go into gamer tier. He's rad. I've always liked Meowth. Longcat is inspired. I love that they actually fucking reference that meme.
Yeah.
Garfield, Smash tier. This is real Pokemon right here. It's a dark type. His entire deal is like, being a lazy sack of shit and like tricking people. His main attack is like foul play. It's great.
Yeah.
Regular Persian, I've always kind of liked him. He's gonna go up right by regular Meowth. I think it's like
Golduck has got to at least be patrician tier.
Psyduck is gonna be gamer tier.
I meant Psyduck.
Golduck is gonna be gamer tier.
I have to side with Aquanaz on this. Psyduck is such a great concept, and I feel like they should have reversed them, where Golduck looks like a stereotypical like cool Pokemon. This is the type of Pokemon that like a kid on like stupid kids would like put all their money into. This looks like a champion Digimon in the worst way. Psyduck is fat and ugly and stupid, but it also happens to secretly be psychic.
Yeah, that's the
And
entire. That's the reason why it has headaches.
Yeah, and, like it can just bust shit out sometimes. It's like an Earthbound character.
Yeah, he's going up. He's moved up.
It's got so much personality that Golduck has nothing at all.
Psyduck. I also fucking adore his shiny. It's just like pure blue.
It's just a fun, like, it's very obvious why he's so prominent when they did the anime, because he just really draws your attention.
Yeah. Mankey.
He is the Tetsuo of Pokemon.
Mankey
happy
is
that,
fantastic.
I'm happy.
Primate is fantastic.
I'm happy when they brought Misty back. She still had Psyduck, and he had mastered his psychic abilities, but they didn't evolve him.
Yeah. I like Primate because he just beats the shit out of anything. Yeah. I've always thought he was a very underrated fighting type. He's not especially fast, but he's got good bulk. He's got decent bulk. He's got a pretty decent attack for what you need in Kanto. I like him quite a bit.
I like that my man is pro ape.
Growlithe is a great design. I don't think that anybody can take that away from him.
Yeah.
Arcanine.
There was that weird thing. The anime did something really, really weird where it put a huge amount of emphasis on Arcanine.
Yeah. I mean,
or like in the second episode, they have like a mural, and it's like it's segmented, and it's the birds, right? The legendary birds. But then it's also got an Arcanine in there for no reason.
I mean, he was called the legendary Pokemon.
And like in the opening, it's Ash riding an Arcanine and all that. So I always assumed Arcanine was like a big deal. But he's not. He's just a Pokemon.
His original Pokedex called him the legendary Pokemon. So maybe it was planned at some point.
Yeah, maybe. How do you feel about Hisuin Arcanine on this, or is that too new?
Um, from what I've seen, it's okay.
I like that he looks,
I'll get to it when I get to it, but
because I noticed a lot of these are like grouped together, but I think this is I think this what you pulled it from is before.
I think so, yeah.
So I don't think they're in there, but there's only like a dozen new Pokemon. So
Poliwag,
these are the good ones.
Poliwag, basic.
All right.
Poliwhirl, patrician,
Yes.
and Poliwrath, gamer.
Yes. I agree with all these. Poliwhirl has way more personality than Poliwrath does.
Definitely, I like the fucking eyes. The eyes and like little nose holes, they are fantastic.
Fun fact: the spiral on
Yeah, that's supposed to be
on
guts. That's supposed to be like a guts
Yeah,
because you can see through
they're
like
the
a tadpole skin is translucent.
the young frogs. There's like early development frogs. You can see like their intestines. They are in an actual spiral. Like,
Yeah.
also, I heard some. Also, if you notice, Poliwag, the spiral goes left, starts on the left. Poliwhirl and Poliwrath, it starts on the right.
Hmm. Does that mean its guts like invert or something?
Yes, I guess so.
Abra, patrician.
Yep.
Kadabra, patrician. Alakazam, gamer.
Kadabra looks like he's supposed to be the last one.
Yeah.
Have you heard about the bullshit with these things? I assume you have.
Yeah, the fucking controversy with that one dude. He spent 20
Yeah,
years fucking cucking at cucking the Pokemon company out of like using the Pokemon anything because he claimed they ripped off like his names.
Well, because he like technically owns the copyright to like Abra Kadabra.
Yeah.
So they can't use Abra or Kadabra for anything, but they can use Alakazam.
But that's so fucking that's so fucking dumb because there's literally a popular, pop song, Hocus Pocus, that includes those exact same goddamn lyrics.
No, you're right. He had it's a thing where like if they took him to court, he would lose that, but they just don't want to.
Yeah.
And then there's also the thing where like supposedly he created the concept of bending spoons with your mind. But I think that's a thing that like he can't really own because I think he might have tried some shit when the Matrix did that and lost.
Yeah. From what I heard a few months back, he actually came out and said, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be litigious about this anymore. It's pretty cool it's pretty cool that I got all this free publicity though. Haha."
It was about 2 years ago, right after like one of the Paul brothers did his crazy like Pokemon thing that drastically inflated the cost of Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to drop this and whatever. And then he was also like, hey, I wonder what a signed Abracadabra card would be worth.
Wow, haha. Haha.
So that dude's like one tier below Ken Penders. That man's gonna try and figure out a way to make an Abra NFT by the end of the year. I guarantee it.
Mega Alakazam basic.
There's also to go back to an earlier point, the song from Steve Miliband that's just Abra, that just has the words in it too. God,
yeah, it's just a common saying.
Yeah.
I like Mega Alakazam. I like the notion that he's become like a complete master, and he is like he doesn't even need to hold the spoons to channel his shit.
I guess so. Like it does show mastery, but it's also kind of like it's kind of weird that he's become like a full-on sage, and that these things have become like a mustache or like a actual beard.
It is weird that like I guess.
And also he just gets more fucking spoons. I would have liked it a lot more if he just had one gigantic goddamn spoon.
Only a spoonful.
That would have been more entertaining for sure.
Anyway, Machop. I was never a big fan of Machop.
Sure.
Never a big fan of Machoke either. But champ,
Okay,
he's okay.
I've come around on them because I think I used them for a while in one of the games. Machoke's like weird like veins really freak me out.
Yeah.
They look like just his muscles are exposed like to give off. He looks kind of like a proto Titan from like Attack on Titan or something. Like it just looks like it's painful for him to do anything.
I don't like that they fucking grow underpants and belts.
They don't. They have to like beat the shit out of like a proper champion in order to what they have to do is they have to like fuck up another Pokemon and then they need to get a Charizard to forge their belt buckle for them. And then their crotch just gets dark from the soot.
What?
It's a bad joke. I mean, that's a very bad. I had a kernel of an idea somewhere in here.
So what you're saying is that they had to take the Adventure Time fucking fire CBT route.
What I was thinking of there was like I was gonna make up. At first, I was like, "Oh no, they have to do this," but then I was like, "Well, Dylan, that kind of sounds like a real thing." So then I was like, "Oh, well, I'll make it absurd." And then somewhere in all that, I was like Dylan, too much time has passed. You need to come up with your answer right now. And I just sort of squandered out there that he just like. The idea was that he has to take the belt from another Pokemon, but that sounded too like plausible. So then I added that Charizard has to forge it for him, so it sounds stupid.
Anyway, Mega Machamp, Gotcha Moochie mode. That's all I have to say about it.
Yes, I would. That's why I would put it like 3 tiers higher.
You're fucking right. Bellsprout, basic. Wheaton Bell, basic. And Victory.
I'll agree. I would agree with Bellsprout, but the more I look at it, I actually think it has a lot of personality. The fact that it just has 2 little black dots for eyes, and the fact that it looks like it's running constantly on its roots.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like an old an old Disney cartoon where like it saw something crazy and it jumps out of the ground and runs away.
I've always liked how it's like really wriggly. Like a lot of its old sprites, it bends back and forth. It's kind of like a crazy weed.
There's that
but there's not too much going on with it.
You remember that Pokemon Vacation thing they did for the first Pokemon movie? Where it's just all the Pokemon at like a vacation camp.
Yes.
They have those weird transitions, and one of them's just like a bunch of Bellsprouts just going back and forth. And it always freaked the shit out of me.
Oh man. Tentacool. I've always liked Tentacool. But
Tentacool feels very, very much like they came up with the final form and then worked backwards.
I would disagree. I would have put Tentacool a lot higher, but then I realized that it has actual eyes, and if it was just like the jelly stuff, it would have been like up here.
Yes, that would have been way cooler.
I get that Tentacruel is supposed to be a Kraken.
Now that we're saying this out here, when I'm looking at them now, it looks like the final step of designing a lot of Pokemon is just to put like eyes on them. And then for the Ultra Beast, they just didn't do that step. And now I'm thinking, if you go through and just remove the eyes from a lot of Pokemon, if they just look 10 times better.
Possibly.
Like, if you look at, like, Nihiligo and Buzzwole, you can kind of tell where they would normally have, like, those distinctive Shugamori eyes, and they just don't.
Yeah. Geodude. Basic.
Yes.
Graveler. Mr. America.
Real fast, I will say, I like that Tentacruel. It's just outright malicious looking.
Yeah.
It's just villainous.
Well, I mean, it's got a cruel name.
Yeah, I like that. I like when they just throw caution to the wind and make a villain one.
Golem is kind of dumb looking, but I like how craggy it is, so...
It's very weird. It feels like... It does not feel
like... Like, where the hell did the reptilian head come from?
it doesn't feel like Graveler should turn into Golem. It feels like originally this was going to be like a Beedrill Butterfree thing, and then they just couldn't figure out what to do for Golem, so they just kind of combined them.
Yeah. I actually kind of like this one less. I like Graveler a lot less. And I think that Railgun Golem is actually pretty decent.
Yes, it's a cool idea. It's a fun concept. The whole magnetic volcanism thing in Sun and Moon is, at least on paper, a very cool idea.
Yeah. Galarian Ponyta up here. Regular Ponyta just about up the same. And then Condemn the horses. Goodbye, horses.
Okay. That's an oddly opinionative thing to bring out.
I mean, look, I hate the look of this one because it's just a My Little Pony character. Like
That's
it's
what the other one is, though, too. Like
yeah, but it's you know what? Yeah, you're right. I'll raise this one because it's made of fire. It is cool. It's
fair enough. Like
less, it's
on that grounds, but like they are just My Little Pony Pokemon. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world to reference, because I guess My Little Pony is like a major thing. But
okay, the reason I like this one more is because if you look at like the fire coming off its head, it looks more like hair. It looks like it's following a direction.
It does look like a what's it called, a pompadour.
Yeah, this one is just kind of like wild and flowing. It's like the head is constantly exuding fire, but there's no like material that actually, guides the fire.
I like the thicker black eyes on Ponyta.
Yeah, same here. It's more distinctive.
Those are my favorite Pokemon eyes. More Pokemon should have those eyes.
Slowpoke.
If Deoxys had Ponyta eyes, it's already a 10 out of 10, but it would be like an unmitigated like top 3 design.
Yeah. Slowpoke is a gamer.
Yes.
Other Slowpoke, less of a gamer.
I like other Slowpoke a lot. I like conceptually the notion of other Slowpoke just having yellow.
Mega Man Slowpoke is strong.
Yes.
Regular Slowbro is very strong as well. This God tier.
Yeah. That's the most like direct, like all the megas are fucked up. Mega Slowbro is the one that just on his face you can tell that he's not happy about what's happening.
He's not having a good time here.
He looks like when you put a dog in a sweater and it thinks there's something stuck to its paws.
God damn it. Magnemite. Patrician.
Yes.
Magneton. Slightly less patrician.
I don't know, I appreciate the simplicity of let's just glue more on. I think it looks cooler too.
I think it's fair because these guys share a burrow, but like these guys, they are stuck together by magnetism, but it's not as cool, I guess you could say. I like the fact that all the magnets are kind of, they're spread around like a circle now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do just like the notion of they just sort of glue themselves to each other to evolve.
Yeah. Farfetch'd. Never was a big fan. Guts, Farfetch'd. Better. This is what this should have been the entire time. Doduo.
Fair. I mean, I don't care for either Farfetch'd, but once you qualify it as Guts Farfetch'd, I have to give it some level of positive attention.
Yeah. Dodrio.
Dodrio's another example of when you change the eyes, I think it's a full downgrade. The eyes are so important to like how you perceive their personality.
I like the extra like black like feathers coming out of their heads. I like the black undercropping. I like the new tail. But yeah, the eyes are kind of messed up.
Anytime that it's just like let's just add another one onto it. I think it's very simple, but I usually like it.
Seal.
Seal and Dugong are stupid.
I like Seal. Dugong, I do not like it as much.
It's they just removed like his Homer Simpson beard.
Yeah. And the fucking tusks too. Like they're curled upward here. But
He kind of has like little tusks. It's kind of hard to see because it's so
look,
low res, but I'm looking at
they're going down. These ones are going
yeah,
up.
fair enough.
But also for Seal, it's got like a weird like water spout tail. Look at that. Like
Yeah, they do a lot with like its art here, and it looks. We spent some time watching like Seal's videos. This is what they do. They just sort of like flop around on the ground.
yeah.
And they're mammals, so they can breathe air. They just like to go up on land and flop about.
Grimer, basic. Muck, also kind of basic. Objectively worse Grimer. Objectively better Muck. I like the poison crystals. I like the colors, especially
I
like
like the idea. He's supposed to be like fucked up sludge, so the notion that like you put him in a worse environment, or you put him in a place that has like
oil.
a lot of oils and food. Yeah, like he looks like the oil stains you see in a parking lot after it rains.
And in the game, it's actually pretty cool because like the colors kind of like filter downward.
Yeah, they like undulate. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
they cycle. Shoulder. God tier.
Yep.
Cloister.
Yep. It's a good.
Anybody who does not rate Cloister this highly has never found the clip.
I would legitimately. I would drop Cloister down to basic because I feel like giving it a mouth removed a lot of the personality of Shelder. If you put Shelder's face on Cloister, I would probably agree.
I like
Nothing else is different. I like that Cloister is like looking in two different directions.
I like that the spikes are strange. I like that it's like bumpy, and I like that it's like these are weird spears. Like what are they doing? Like what are they doing?
No,
like,
I like all that. It's
cool.
just its face I don't care for compared to what it was, and also its color palette is very boring.
Yeah. Also,
I feel like the inner layer of shell should be a different color.
Also, for anybody who does not know where the clit is, it's right here. That's a lesson to you. Ghastly, very high. Haunter, very high. Gengar, very high. Mega Gengar, God tier. And the Gate to Hell Gengar, great.
People really love Gengar.
It's a very good design.
There was a weird thing about how like I don't know if you'll even remember this because you're a lot younger than we are. They had do you remember what ice cream trucks are aside from being a punchline about pedophilia?
No, we have ice cream trucks going around all the time over here. I mean, it's the desert.
I don't know. I can't imagine they still do this, but they used to sell Pokemon ice cream bars, and you could get Pikachu or Gengar. Those are the choices.
Yeah, dude.
And it was so random. Like, why those two? And I feel like that's what... There's a lot of Gengar fuckers out there. There's a dude I follow.
Dude, do you see this mouth? Do you see this mouth?
There's a guy I follow called Justin Silverman, who used to be a YouTuber, and now he's actually the CEO of Full Screen Media, so he owns, like, a bunch of old YouTubers. Like, he just straight up owns the concept of AVGN.
Based.
He's one of those dudes who shows up in their videos all the time. And I followed him because he used to be, like, a weird, edgy review YouTuber. Like, I've got, like, hidden videos of him talking mad shit about the Game Grumps, and him talking about how, like, he got drunk at a party at, like, Peanut Butter Gamer's house and called someone a slur. Like, weird shit. He used to have like a pedophile in a lot of his videos. He didn't know it at the time, but
Yeah.
anyways, now if you follow his Twitter account, all he does, he responds to other YouTubers in a very light way, but he has like a growing Gengar collection where he only has a collection of merchandise of Gengar. And it's
Amazing.
so bizarre. And it's one of those deals where it's like, it's just out there. Someone has enough shit on this dude to like end his career. Or so I thought. Like a month ago, he was just tweeting stuff about his old YouTube career shit. He doesn't care. It turns out he doesn't give any shit about all the fucked up things he's said on the site.
Admirable.
I mean, that's how you survive. You just don't give a shit. Let them get a grasp on you. 1,000 more are gonna drag you down.
So if you're one of those guys who kind of hates what the angry video game nerd has become when he got bought out by Full Screen, there you go. Blame Gengar. It's his fault.
He's dragging down to hell. Anyway, Onyx, basic.
I like Onyx.
Onyx is cool, but he's fucking unusable.
I don't know if this ever comes through in the old games or not, but the moment of seeing Onyx and realizing you have to fight it, that's like a very important moment, I think, for a lot of people. He's the first time you fight a Pokemon that's like bigger than a house.
Yeah.
And that might not come through in Red and Blue, but I feel like all the 3D games have you go up against Onyx. And they take special care to make Onyx bigger than other Pokemon.
Well, I mean, they would if they didn't just like fucking downscale it like every Pokemon.
They do, but even relative to other Pokemon, he just always looks bigger.
Yeah.
He's always relatively huge.
It's a shame that he sucks so bad. He's got he's got good defense. He's got middling speed. Fucking nothing else. He has no offensive stats. He has terrible HP.
I'm gonna grab a soda. I just want to say these next two Pokemon, when I was a kid, I thought, before I knew what this word meant, they had big rapist energy. Like,
Don't tell Dylan.
I'm not, like, no
Don't
joke.
tell Dylan about this.
Not knowing anything about, like, when I was a child, anytime they were on screen, just the hairs in the back of my neck would go up. And that's convinced me that any kid who gets in a car with strangers deserves it. Because if you don't follow that instinct, you weren't supposed to survive.
Okay, Krabby is going into a basic.
That was Dylan. Odie Etsy Klebold, everybody.
Kingler is going to the gamer tier. I like his big claw. I like the I like his big fucking jaw and his big fucking claw.
Johnny.
Gigantamax Kingler. He is also the gamer tier. I like the seafoam mustache. And I like the even bigger claw. But like, what is going on inside? It's like, what are these weird nodules inside of them? They're like weird bubbles or like a cushion pad or something.
Hold on 1 second.
I can't really see because, the pictures are so small for me.
Let me find. Hold on 1 second, because I usually just let me find one.
Gigantamax Kingler. Actually, while you look it up and discuss it, I'm gonna grab a soda myself.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, here we go. No, I know what these are. These is just the texture of an actual crab.
Is it really?
That's what king sea crabs look like.
Oh, goddamn.
They've just got like, that's just what crustacean shells are like. Hold on, let me post a real one of these. You know, if you give a shit, you can edit these into your video. Yeah, like, look at this.
Huh.
Yeah, that's just what crabs are.
Well, I'm not talking about the arms. I'm talking like the things inside their claws.
Oh, that might also just be part of them. I would assume so. That seems like a weird detail for them to add.
Yeah. Voltorb. Voltorb is going to Patrician.
Voltorb and Electrode are sort of like the ultimate litmus tests of like, I don't know. Your response to these two, I feel like, defines your response to a lot of shit. Like,
Yeah.
these are either the worst ones in existence or they're the best ones. There's no in between.
Voltorb
Why
is
do they
fant-
look like? Is there a reason why they look like Pokeballs?
Yeah,
I think
it's,
I think they're like mutations of like actual Pokeballs, like Pokeballs that gain life.
They are. It's camouflage. They look like Pokeballs, so that way, like other Pokemon, leave them alone.
Ah,
And when you
Huh.
in Pokemon the games, like treasure chests or Pokeballs, when you go to get Pokeballs in certain areas, you will instead encounter one of these two. They're mimics. They're the Pokemon version of mimics.
okay.
I don't like that one evolves into the other. I feel like these should be individuals that like coexist. They should be like brothers. They should not be like left and right. They should be like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
Yeah. And also, for the record, I think I'd put Hisuian Voltorb right up where regular Voltorb is, up in the Patrician tier, and Hisuian Electrode down here in basic.
Yeah, they're the same. They just have a different texture. You know what? I actually really like Hisuian Electrode now that I'm looking at it. I would probably put that above normal Electrode.
Eh. Execute is going in Bugzoo and Anisu tier. I don't like them. They're seeds. They're like weird eggs.
They're weird, but it feels like a reverse Psyduck situation where when they become Executor, I feel like they lose all their intelligence, and I feel kind of bad for them.
Yeah.
There's a real tragedy to these things.
Execute is going same tier. Not a big fan. Alolan Executor, I like him a little bit more. I like that's a palm tree. Like a proper palm tree this time.
This one also has a weird thing where there's like art of it's like art from like some like weird booklet for like the original like Gen 1 Pokemon where there's a joke of like an Executor that's a pine tree like 20 years before this thing ever showed up.
Yeah.
There's like another one of those weird ones where like, is it a coincidence? Because it's not a crazy leap when you look at all the circumstances, or like did someone read that as a kid and then they really they were like, oh, I'll use this.
Yeah. Anyway, also, before I move on, look at the fucking tail. You can't see it in like the icon I've got here, but it's got a face. The tail is one of the heads.
Okay, sorry. The artwork for the Japanese trading card game Booster Box Jungle depicts Executor with an elongated body and no visible legs. So the first like Pokemon box or trading card box set had like art that seemed to depict a palm tree Executor.
Amazing.
Also, apparently that's not a case of like, oh, someone maintained this, because Ken Sugimori himself did Alolan Executor, apparently. I don't know if he did that box cover too, and maybe it's just something that he liked the idea of and just held on to for 20 years.
Anyway,
Also, Sugimori's favorite Pokemon is Gengar due to its simple design. His another favorite of his is Venusaur, but he has said its complexity makes it his least favorite to draw.
Amazing.
He also likes Hoot Hoot
Who's
and
good?
Zekrom.
Cubone, basic. The skull is
Alright, but
cool. The skull's cool. But they never do anything with it.
I guess not. Did you hear that theory about
How
Cubones are
it was originally supposed to be like a Genghis Khan.
yeah, that Cubones are orphaned Kangaskons.
Yeah.
When a mother Kangaskhan dies, the baby like toughens up.
Yeah.
I like I feel like I don't necessarily disagree with Cubone being basic, but I feel like Marowak is another just outright downgrade.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put on
Marowak is it just has a white head. It does like you can't tell the skull stuff at all anymore.
a Lowland Marowak that was fucking good.
Fair.
Better colors. I fucking adore the ghostly fire. It's ghost type. It's fire type. It's good.
I like weird colored fire.
And it does like a traditional Hawaiian dance. It like spins around the bone.
Yeah.
Himon Lee, gamer.
Yes.
Himon Chan, Mr. America.
Yep. 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 That's the truth.
Objectively fucking worse. Why does it have like a gi?
Yes.
Why does it have a
It's
gi?
got like a weird physical gi. It's got like big old boxing. How's it hold stuff? It just.
Why doesn't it have fucking shoes, dude? Fucking
Again,
let loose those toesy woesies. Ooh.
Again, like Hitmonlee looks like an Earthbound enemy. Like it's just that like level of weird. Hitmonchan just feels boring as shit.
Yeah, like these are extendo legs. They're fucking
Also,
cool.
Something tells me Hitmonchan should not be left alone with his mother when he gets older.
Lick a tongue. Basic.
I'm a Super Chan.
Lick a tongue is basic. Its entire like body is just a big ol' tongue. I like that it has like no brain power going on up here. It's literally entirely tongue and like flavor based.
Again, looking at it again, this looks like it looks like again divergent evolution of like Quagsire. Like it looks like if Quagsires got up on land and they like developed long tongues to get to like fruit at the top of trees.
It's got that look to it, doesn't it? It's got like a similar face and like head shape.
Its body shape is similar. Like if you get rid of the tail and get rid of the tongue,
Yeah.
it's just a Quagsire.
Coughing. Gamer.
Real fast. Lickitung like is weird because it's it's fairly sad in that like Jesse loses it or trades it by accident and never gets it back.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, in the episode she trades it for a Wobbuffet and she tries to get it back and she doesn't. In the last episode we see of her Lickitung is it like it's on the beach playing with a bunch of kids. So it looks happy, but like it's like I don't know. It's always so sad. I really wish the biggest problem with Pokemon never ending is that we're never going to get resolution to Jesse and James's Pokemon. Because a bunch of them are just being held at like Team Rocket's headquarters, and they're never going like until the show ends. They're not going to get them back or anything.
Yeah.
So it's so sad that like a bunch of them are just free, but like Seviper and fucking Arbok and shit and whatever. Like they made if I recall, 2 of their Pokemon are just like waiting for them to come back. They're like on an island somewhere, and they're never going to come back.
Anyway, coughing, gamer. I like that. I like that he's a landmine. I like that he's poisonous. I like that he has a stupid, smug look on his face.
He is very smug.
Wheezing, patrician. It is a cancer. It's literally a cancer cell. You got the presumably the original. You got like a little one that's sprouting off from it. And then you have like a little undeveloped coughing down here.
Sorry, I was reading this up again real fast. The Lickitung thing, not to harp on this. I'm sorry, Woozy, for hijacking your shit. They had a scheme where they had a fake trading machine to steal Pokemon. And then when they find out, she accidentally drops Lickitung's Pokeball in there, and it trades with a kid who just wants to get rid of his shitty Wobbuffet. And then later on, she discovers she lost her Lickitung for a Wobbuffet. The Lickitung seems fine with the trade, but Jessie just lost one of her Pokemon and never found out what happened to it.
Yeah.
That's fucking traumatic.
I mean, it's good that it's happened, but still.
It's Team Rocket. That's what they do for a living.
I guess it is. But
I mean,
it
is chromatic in that sense. Well, it's just Jesse and James who are bad at it. The rest of them seem fine.
I guess, but it's just sad that I guess the Lickitun's fine, so that's whatever. But it's just the fact that as far as she knows, her Lickitung just turned into a Wobbuffet one day.
I still want to play one of the tabletop Pokemon games.
My Lickitung came out as a Wobbuffet, and now the Viridian Force is burning to the ground.
The Wobbuffet was one of the smartest additions to the Team Rocket dynamic.
Yeah.
They were very smart to bring it back.
Galarian Wheezing would not fuck. I hate it.
It's not great.
The Doug Dimdo memes were good for 1 week. Rhyhorn. Gamer. It's just got a lot of stone plate armor. It's got a horn. It looks like it's built like a fucking warhawk. It bashes into your leg. You fold like a paperclip.
It's just a rock rhino.
A fun fact: it was either Rhyhorn or his evolution. That was my first Pokemon card.
Oh, okay. That's not the fun fact I thought you were going to give.
Rhydon was the
What
first.
was the fun fact that you thought I was going to give?
Rhydon was the first Pokemon that was ever designed.
I really like Rhydon. I didn't like it until I completed my first Pokemon game, which was the unfortunately named Pokemon XD. And the final boss has like 6 high-level Pokemon to catch. One of which is a Rhydon. And I don't know, seeing it in 3D, I really, really kind of fell for it. I really like Rhydon. We'll talk about how it has maybe the biggest drop-off in designs in 40 minutes.
I think we're gonna stop it once we get done with Gen 1.
That would be smart, actually.
We're already going on we're actually past an hour and 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Time flies.
Wow, time flies.
Chansey.
Time flies when you're...
Chansey, Bugzoo, and Anasu's here.
Every time I see Chansey, I just think of the movie Misery.
You think of the movie what?
Misery.
Never seen it.
It's the Stephen King movie where a writer gets in a car accident and then a woman pulls him out of the wreck and nurses him back to health, but she's fucking crazy and is poisoning him.
Oh yeah.
Based on a real thing that happened to Stephen King.
Jesus.
He's been in 4 car accidents.
Wait.
And every time he writes a book about it.
Alright, Tangela. Smashed here.
That's what I figured. It's one of those the real simple weird ones. They're either at the top or at the bottom. They're never in the middle.
Kangaskhan. Basic.
Yeah, that's surprising to me. I like Kangaskhan a lot.
It's the shell on the top of its head, it's interesting, I guess. The fact that it comes pre-born with a little fucking baby, that's kind of weird.
Drawing another comparison, I guess it looks like what's Rapidos, the Gen 4 dinosaur one that bashes its head against shit.
Rampardos.
Rampardos. It's very similar to that. Looking at it again to dry on like shit.
I wouldn't say so. This one is generally just by. I'm trying to say here.
It's bulkier for sure. It's much bulkier and it's got a different color palette. But like looking at its head, it's like I kind of can see like again divergent evolution.
Maybe.
If you build up Rapidos, whatever, with like a lot more muscle and change its color palette, you might see what I'm saying here.
Horsey. Gamer.
This one's known as the Dragon Pokemon, and I feel like they kind of blew their load on that a little too soon.
Yeah. For some reason, I always thought the Seeder was like half a poison type. Even though it just has like a bunch of poison moves.
That sounds familiar to me. I feel like maybe the anime did something where they made a big deal about that.
Yeah, but I think that Seeder is objectively worse than Horsey. Though I do like the weird like scales on its stomach as opposed to Horsey's. Though
I didn't realize that there's like another one of these, isn't there? Kingdra?
Yeah, that's the actual dragon one.
Yeah, that's like, but that's a later gen one?
Gen 2.
Okay. Alright.
Oh, right, Goldeen. Disappointing.
Yeah, this one sucks. This is a Coomer bait Pokemon. Boomers used to shit and cum themselves to this slut lip fish.
But
what the fuck are you talking about?
Seeking.
Look at her. Hold on.
Yeah, I see it. It's a fish.
Look at her. She's got like really pronounced lips.
You're fucking insane. What the fuck
Look
are
at
you
her.
talking?
Look at her eyes.
Look at her eyelids.
I'm looking at it, Dylan.
It's got like eyeshadow. It's got perky pink lips.
Jesus
Biting
fucking
lips.
Christ.
Imagine you've
What
been
are
at
you
sea
talking
for
about?
Don't want to
Imagine
fuck
you've
that
been
fish.
Imagine you've been at sea for 30 days and this fish is looking at you. It's got a handle to grab onto, dude. Look at it.
Okay, Dylan, have you been at sea for 30 days?
Yes. I've been on Lake Superior for the last 6 months.
Fucking stupid.
Seeking goes up here. Seeking is cool. I'm putting him
King's
up.
a great design.
I'm putting him up here exclusively because of the King of the Hill thing.
Sea King is the exact thing that we kind of talked about earlier with like logically it should be the opposite way, but it having like an actual fish eyes does so much to make it feel like a fish and not like a fleshlight.
Holy shit. Staryu. Cool. I like him. I like that it's just like a fucking... It's a starfish, but it's like more angular. He has like this weird core, and then he has like a jewel in the middle of it.
It has some of my favorite sound effects in the anime.
Yeah. Starmie. It's Staryu, but even better.
Yeah. It's two Staryus.
I like how, like, when it's animated, they've always made sure to point out that these arms are like kind of flexible. It spins them a certain way, and like you can kind of see them like trailing behind, and it also spins and it spins the back section the opposite direction. That's how it gets propulsion.
Yeah, that's super cool. Like that's one of those things like seeing them in like the old GameCube games. That was always such like a treat. Like it was the type of attention to detail that they don't really do anymore.
Galarian Mr. Mime. I hate him. Mr. Mime. I hate him even more.
I like Galarian Mr. Mime. I like that he looks like Charlie Chaplin. That's a fun idea.
The evolution isn't on here yet.
What? I'm surprised that they don't have the evolution of Scyther on here.
That's Gen 2.
Yeah, they're separated by evolutions are put in their own generations, and the alt forms are put next to their originals. It's a little weird.
Okay, yeah.
Scyther.
It's a little weird, but I'm on PokemonDB.com, and they do the same thing, so I assume that's where they got all the pictures from.
Scyther's patrician. And I think that he
Yeah,
is objectively a better design than Scissor.
I disagree. I think Scissor looks like uh Scissor looks like a really like one of those crazy Japanese motorcycles where it's just sleek and powerful.
I mean, I
Where
guess.
it's like Scissor looks like the Akira bike was like made into a person.
Jinx, I would not fuck this creature.
Wow. Okay, white boy. Sure. Okay, Whitey, you think you could? Get your colonizing ass out of here.
Electabuzz. Mr. Miracle tier.
I never cared for Electabuzz. I like both of its other forms way more.
Same. Magmar. Smash tier.
I don't like that Magmar's got like blowjob lips.
I fucking adore Boober.
What I will say, and again, I feel like such a goddamn old man constantly referencing the anime, but the fight between Magmar and Charizard was like really fucking cool.
Yeah.
They felt like real like sense of stakes in that they don't really have anymore.
I like his messed up scale arms. I like the fire design on his stomach. I like his kind of like proto Charizard tail. I like the fact that he has like weird bindings on his legs. And I like the fact that he has a fucking fat sack of tits that are like on fire on his head. And that one of his like alternate names is Boober.
I
Or his
I didn't know that.
his original name is Boober.
Excuse me.
He's as based as base can be. Pincer gamer.
All right. Pinsir always felt like one of those Pokemon that you're not supposed to use. You're just supposed to fight them. Like it felt like they designed these specifically to get their shit kicked in by other Pokemon.
Eh.
He's a low rent Heracross.
Yes.
Mega Pincer.
Mega Pinsir.
Smash.
That's a good one. I like this one a lot.
Yeah.
If normal Pinsir had Mega Pinsir's eyes, it would be like 2 tiers up.
Yeah.
It would be gamer tier at least.
I fully agree. Tauros. Mr. America. It's just a fucking bull with 3 tails
Yeah.
and like a couple studs in his head.
Yeah.
Magikarp. Basic. Gyarados. Gamer.
I would disagree with Magikarp. I feel like on some level, everything surrounding Magikarp and what he represents, and sort of the notoriety around it, I feel like gives it a lot of personality. That I would put at least a tier higher.
I've always felt that his design is pretty uninspired, and that he is always just, you were always just waiting for him to become a Gyarados.
You are, but I like that he has like he looks like he's supposed to be a king, but then you look at his eyes and he's just like he's not there.
Maybe a Magister? I mean, it's Magikarp.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. He looks like a Dragon Quest character.
Yeah. Mega Gyarados, objectively downgrade, in my book.
Yeah. It's a weird thing where like the logic tracks because aquatic animals like being hydrodynamic requires you to be like kind of like bulbous and not snake-like. So it makes sense, but it just never looks quite right.
Yeah, like, it goes from a fish to like a flying dragon who can like go in the water,
Yeah.
and then back to like a fully aquatic thing. But it's also got like the jewels on the side that I don't think mesh too well. It's got like the giant fin, which could have looked cool, but I just don't feel it.
they're not really jewels. I think they're just colored scales. I kind of wish they were jewels because then you could kind of draw a parallel between it and Rayquaza,
Yeah.
which would have been cool. But yeah, I understand it, but it's the bulbous aspect is too extreme and it doesn't even out enough.
Yeah, I fully agree. Lapras. Patrician.
Oof.
I've always liked Lapras.
That's a whole.
Shut your
Pikachu,
fucking mouth.
That's a whole Pikachu on there.
Shut your fucking mouth. Mega Lapras. I like the song motif. I like the fact that it's a shells, it's just a giant music box at that point.
Yeah.
Ditto. I would not fuck this thing.
Okay. Unfair. Ditto's just a glob of Play-Doh. Come on now. Look at his face. Look at his little smile. You're not charmed? Look at him.
He is cool, but I would not fuck.
Look where you put him.
the
Like,
proper
look at the
tier.
Pokemon he's next to. Are you gonna tell me Ditto belongs there?
He doesn't.
You gonna tell me Ditto belongs next to Tauros and Electabuzz? Come on now.
I moved into Mr. Marigoo's here.
But like, look, you want to put him at least put him next to Staryu. That's on the level he deserves. He's on the level of Staryu and Magikarp, isn't he? Don't slum him down here with Tauros.
Yep. That's an entire Ditto in my pussy.
Getting peer pressured. Eevee. Patrician.
I feel like Eevee is the definition of basic.
Mega Eevee. Basic. Gigantamax Eevee, I mean. Jolteon.
Yes.
Gamer. I've always liked using Jolteon as my electric type.
Fair.
Flareon. Patrician. I've always liked the fluffy fire type.
Flareon is my favorite of the original evolutions.
Porygon. Porygon is Patrician.
Yep.
I've
You
always
skipped one. You skipped one.
Almanite. Almanite. Gamer.
Oh, Albanite's at least Patrician, I think.
Almanite is actually, yeah.
He's adorable.
Now they think about it.
He looks like
Almastar.
Almanite looks. I like Almastar. I would put Almastar at least in Gamer too. He's so menacing.
He's got like the
like-
he's got the mouth. He's got like the fucked up eyes. I don't think any other Pokemon has eyes like these ones.
No, that's why I like him a lot. He's very distinctive. Where like Almanite is just very cute. Almastar is very menacing. They
Basic.
look like Mario Sunshine characters. They look like enemies you would meet like on Gelato Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kabuto.
you're skipping one.
Patrician.
Yep. I've always really loved Kabuto's look.
Kabutops. Also Patrician. Just the fucking sides.
Do you remember that episode where they run into a dude who's stuck in a Kabuto cosplay?
No, I don't think I have.
There's an episode of the anime where they run into a place and there's like a human-sized Kabuto. And then they get up close to it and they realize it's just a dude in a suit. But he didn't realize he needed like another person to get out of the suit. So he's just been trapped in the suit for weeks. It's really weird.
That's
I
strong.
think that's
That
the one
is
where they
horrifying.
I think that's the episode where they meet the giant Dragonite for some reason.
Aerodactyl. Basic.
Yeah.
I'm not a terribly big fan of this one.
It's
I like the tail though.
they gave you the opportunity to resurrect a dinosaur and they gave you a pterodactyl and they didn't even give you the good pterodactyls. Have you seen some of the pterodactyls they have today?
No, you're gonna have to show me some.
Have you seen anyone here who's watched
Better Call Saul.
the new Jurassic World trailer has probably seen it. It's called Quetzalcoatlus. It got real popular. They found it in like 2004. You've probably seen the picture. It is a pterodactyl, a flying dinosaur that literally is bigger than a giraffe.
Hell yeah.
It's absolutely massive. It's very popular with dinosaur.
Link that in the Discord, so I can check it out after this is done.
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
The one in this new Jurassic World looks like really good.
Mega Aerodactyl. Bugzoo and Anisic tier. I don't like how spiky
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
Yeah.
Snorlax.
Yeah, you're skipping one.
Patrician tier.
Yep. That's where he belongs. He's a good one. He's the definition of like he's iconic. His design is simple and effective. He's got a lot of personality. He just has all the makings of a good one.
He was extremely, extremely powerful in the first like
Yeah.
3 generations.
He held his own. He was like he's the first like Pokemon that you can miss. And like there's a whole quest around him. So it's like it felt like a big deal to get and use him. But he's
Yeah.
just like I don't know, he feels like he's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Mega Snorlax. I like the fact that he has an entire island grown on him.
You ever see that episode of Futurama where Bender gets shot out into space? And a civilization
And he-
grows on his exterior,
And he becomes God, and he has to like communicate with God.
and he accidentally tricks them into mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
And then he meets real God, and he's like, "How do you do it?" And real God's like, "Oh, I just don't. I just sort of let them do what they do. And if they fuck up, it's not my fault."
Articuno. I've always liked Articuno. Gonna have to put him in gamer.
Yeah.
Galarian Articuno. I don't like him. I think they looks a little bit fruity.
I would have to see it in like motion.
I think it like shoots lasers out of its eyes.
Oh,
But besides that, it's actually the lasers are pretty cool. I'll put him up 1 tier.
yeah.
Zapdos. He has always been my favorite of the birds.
I would probably agree. I still think the birds are one of the weaker trilogies, but yeah.
Oh, definitely. But I have a lot of good memories around Zapdos.
yeah, I like Zapdos.
Emu Zapdos. Gamer.
I like I like that Emu Zapdos both looks a lot like Moltres and also looks a lot like Dotrio.
Yeah.
I like when they find ways to kind of connect them like that.
It just
I think
run-
I've made abundantly clear by constantly referencing how they do that.
Yeah, it looks like a sprinter. It's fast, it probably like kicks ass. It's good design. Moltres. Would not fuck.
No,
I don't like it. But on the other hand, Galarian Moltres. Very, very high. Smash tier.
I would only put it a tier below because it's just a slightly worse Yveltal.
I think the Yveltal looks like a slab of bacon. This one is glowing with the fires of hell.
They're just very similar, and I like Yveltal a little more.
Yeah. Dratini. Gamer.
Yeah. I always like Dratini. I don't like Dragonair. Dragonair always has this like hoity-toity air to it that the other two don't.
I'm gonna put it at the same tier. Again, we've established I like these hoity-toity shit.
Yeah. I like Dragonite a whole lot.
I think it looks like Barney.
I love it. I love that it's so fact that it's so goofy looking, and it is also like a legitimate contender for strongest Pokemon at that point is really fun. Like I think it was up there with like I think only Mewtwo was above it, wasn't it?
No, I don't think that was like OU.
It was like a pseudo. It was like the first pseudo, isn't it?
The first pseudo legendary, but it didn't have a good move pool. That's what set it behind. It just didn't work out.
It also just left a really strong impression in the movie.
In the anime, I know that like appears like a goddamn giant, like cross like the ocean.
Yeah, there's like they run into a kaiju one, which I think is in that Kabutops episode. The Kabuto costume. I think so. What a weird episode.
Mew. I don't like him.
I like Mew.
It's a fetus.
I always liked Mew. I always felt like Mew was like just a fun Pokemon to have. Like if you could only get one, you would always have good times with Mew. Which now that I'm thinking about it, that's because it's Mr. Mixelplix or whatever that thing's called.
Mr.
It would just sort of drag you on little like adventures, which I think would be fun. You're skipping one. Who was it?
Mewtwo. Gamer tier.
I never cared for Mewtwo. Like conceptually, I like it, but I always.
I respect what he did for the games. I respect what he did for the franchise.
It's just a worse Frieza.
It's a worse Frieza, but it's still like approaching Frieza.
I guess it's so fucked up and weird looking that I guess I can't really like I can appreciate it on some level, but there's a lot of fucked up looking Pokemon that I think are just aesthetically pleasing, and this one just it looks like it's made out of stretched bubble gum.
It does have those fucking ball fingers. Mega Mewtwo Y. I'm not into like the Sephiroth look. It's basic. Kung Fu Mewtwo. Mega Mewtwo X.
It's
Mr.
so
America.
weird. I don't understand Mega Mewtwo X.
It's supposed to be like an offensive, like a physical version of Mewtwo, but it just kind of fails.
Like, why makes sense? Because like let's emphasize the original like Mew part of it, but I don't feel like X emphasizes what makes Mewtwo specifically like unique.
Yeah, like it gives him like shoulder pads that are reminiscent of the tail, but like somewhat veiny.
Like I feel like it becoming a fighter type isn't. I don't know what they should have done instead. Maybe they should have made it like. I don't know, maybe like make it like electric or steel because it's an artificial Pokemon. But I don't know.
Yeah, just it's such a weird design. I don't think it was necessary whatsoever. I mean, I get what Mewtwo has done for the franchise, but like, why would you give him two forms? Like, what did he do to deserve two of them?
It was also like that was the weird anniversary era where it was like, oh, they did like that region had like 60 fewer Pokemon than normal, so to make up for it, they had like a bunch of like old shit. They had like a bunch of old shit. Oh no, they had a bunch of like old shit come back and like get buffed and stuff, which is kind of the start of the Charizard sucking and fucking. And just Mewtwo was a part of that.
Hmm?
For better or for worse. And I would probably say for worse, at least here, where, again, conceptually, I don't know what they should have done.
Yeah.
But I think you just remember this, huh? I just ran out of talking points. Yeah, I mean,
Vaporeon isn't Smash tier.
All right.
It's not even for the fucking meme copy pasta. I've always liked it. It's always been it's always been my favorite Generation 1 Pokemon. It's always been a staple. It's always been a staple in every single team I've ever used in Kanto.
It's a good design. Like it's really unique, and like the other ones are fairly. You look at Flareon and Jolteon, both feel like repurposing aspects of other Pokemon. Like Flareon is just a weirder Growlithe. Jolteon is taking a lot of its design stuff from Zapdos. Vaporeon does feel completely unique.
Vaporeon is smooth. It's sleek. It's got a good tail. It's got like
it's self-lubricating.
Shut your fucking mouth. I really like the neck fins. It gives it kind of like a jester look. In fact, that along with the ear fins, it's got that kind of Harlequin look. Look, I'm not gonna say. Look, I'm not attracted to Vaporeon, but I do think that I had an essential part in the development of my fetish for jester girls.
Okay, all right.
Anyway, that is
Probably-
that is my review of the first generation of Pokemon. I'll probably be making more of these at some point for the
Yeah,
different
this is
generations.
fun. This was fun. It's nice to go through a lot of these.
Yeah, and it'll probably be shorter too because these generations they generally get shorter from here on out. All right, thank you for looking at the video. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment, and
Please come.
yeah, please come, please come. All right, take it easy.